Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and tomorrow we're going to have new content on Patreon, a new puzzle pack by ourselves and Glum Hippo especially. It's themed on tennis, and there'll be a prize to be drawn. We give you until the 20th of the month to solve the puzzles and enter the competition. And we strongly encourage you to give it a try. Now, one of the answers we got to last month's pack was from Brian Scott, who got the answer correct, although he then said that as soon as he saw Rocky Rower had done a pack, he knew he had to try it, and it was just as mathy and brilliant as he expected. I don't think Rocky did that pack. Well, I know he didn't. So I'm not quite sure how he got the credit. But anyway, Brian said that he has set a puzzle for his friend Maxwell, and in case we wanted to have a look at it, here it is. And testing say you definitely want to have a look at it. So that's really interesting. I'm going to have a look at this, sent in on spec by Brian. It's called Maxwell Sudoku. And we'll have a look at the rules in a minute. There are some max and some min cells, I think. Anyway, we'll look at that in a moment. I've mentioned Patreon. Don't forget, check out our apps. We have some brilliant apps with some absolutely extraordinary puzzles by some of the world's best. All on the links under the video. You can find Sven's SUDOKU PAD in our merchandise, but you can also find the first link to this puzzle, Maxwell Sudoku by Brian Scott, and the rules are these. Normal Sudoku rules apply. We're going to put 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Now, a grey max cell must be surrounded by lower digits. So you can see the little inequality signs proving that in the corners. So we could put a 6 in there, say, as long as we had 5, 4, 3, and 2, say, in those cells, that would obey the rules. A red well cell must be surrounded by higher digits. So it's kind of like a well dug into the ground. I mean, if Brian's friend really is called Maxwell, this is a very neat application of max and well. So this might be a 5, but in this space, I suppose you could have a 6 and an 8 and a 9 and another 6 maybe there, because they could repeat around that one. So max and well cells. Each max cell has a corresponding well cell of the same value. So there are 3 grey cells and 3 red cells, and they will be of the same values, the same 3 values. Interesting. Digits on a thermometer increase in value from the bulb, and a clue outside the grid gives the sum of the indicated diagonal. So that one adds up to 43, and there must be at least 1 repeat digit on that for a secret reason that you may know. Anyway, let's think about the puzzle. Let's just get on with it and see how we do. I don't know how this is going to play at all, but it's an incredibly sparse grid in terms of markings. Like just those 6 special cells, 3 tiny thermos that even I can't Goodliffe and put all the candidates on, and 2 long little killer clues. I don't know, fascinating. Give it a try. I'm really intrigued. Let's get cracking. Okay, so how the heck do we start this? Well, the thermos are useless. The little killer diagonal clues are useless. So it's all about the max and the min. And it must be about them being the same 3 values. Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting point, because in these cells, well, okay, I'm going to mark these up. You can put only 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 in those. Now, I know that because these 4 cells are all different, and they're all smaller than this cell. So it must be at least 5. Same's true here. It's not true here, because these could be the same cells. So, I mean, I think you could even have 1 and 2 in these cells. So I'm going to put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 as the possibilities. Now, down here, I'm just doing this. I mean, this is crazy pencil marking, but just for the purposes of the comparison, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, and this one is, say, up to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. Now, how are we going to make these values overlap? I'm immediately getting a feeling that 5 is definitely included at least once in these values. Okay, we can't, right, the reds, we can forget 1 and 2 because none of the grey possibilities include 1 or 2. So similarly, we can forget the grey 8 or 9 possibilities. Now we're narrowing down a bit. Now, can this really be 3? And there is a very good reason it can't, and it's this thermo. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, this can't be a 3 because if it was, these would both have to be from 1 and 2. And then what could this be? They can't be the same because they're on the same thermo. So they have to be different. This can't be 1.5. It's not allowed. So that's not a 3. I think by the same token, this can't be a 7 because these can't be 8 and 9. So now we've got the values down. Now none of the reds can be a 7, so we can take 7 out of the grey cells. None of the greys can be a 3. And now look, we've got a 4-5 pair down here and a 5-6 pair up here. So there's got to be a red with a 6 in it. That's this one. There's got to be a grey with a 4 in it, and that's this one. And now the greys are going to be a 4, a 5 and a 6, and the reds are going to be a 4 and a 5 and a 6. And that is how we do it. Isn't that brilliant? And look, we can continue with this thermo because those, well, this one has to be smaller than 4, but it's the 3rd biggest number on its thermo. So we have to do that. This is the, no, this is the smallest number on its thermo. So this must go 7, 8, 9. Oh, that's fabulous. Okay, so the trouble is I've nearly used up all the clues. I've got the little killers still to go and this tiny thermo. I mean, I suppose I still have to disambiguate these 4s and 5s and 6s. This is a strange old puzzle, isn't it? Do I know what this is? No. 1, 5 or 7. I mean, I'm prepared to place a little wager with you that it's a 5, but I haven't got any proof of that. That's just to do with the general symmetry of the puzzle, which is really only broken by that and this not being 45. Now, why do I get excited about the number 45? Because every row, column and box in a Sudoku, this is a secret by the way, adds up to 45. And that's because by rule they consist of 1 to 9. They always add up to 45. Now, okay, around this 5 and 6, we can only have 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 to stay lower. And the same is true here. Yeah, let's do this by pencil marking because I find it easier. Those two can't be 1 or 2. Now, look, we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sextuple in that row. So these are 7, 8, 9. And I know where the 7 goes because of this 8, 9 pair. It goes there. So this isn't a 7. And I bet we're going to do the same sort of thing here. Now, these are bigger than 4 and 5. So they are from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That gives me the sextuple here and 1, 2, 3 in these cells. 1 there, and my wager has already paid off. We get a 5 in the central cell. Now, one of those is a 1, one of those is a 7, and the others are 2 and from 2 and 8. Now, what else have we got? We've got this thermo, so I've kind of de facto pencil marked it now. But I can take off 9 from the bulb and 5 from the tip, and much good may it do me. 6, these are from 4 and 6 in the column. 6 has to be in one of these 2 cells. What's going on? How do we maybe the old this clue. Yeah, okay, 2 of these opposites are both going to be 5s. We're going to have to get 5s still in both grey and red. So we can either put them both there or both there. Eight, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4 is in one of those cells. The symmetry continues. Ah, there is a 5. Yes, okay. The fact of 5 being in... Oh, that's beautiful. Right, I hadn't got this. But the fact that there's a big old 5 X-wing in these cells, so there's either 5 in those 2 positions or 5 in those 2 positions. That means for row 2 and 8, columns 2 and 8, there's always a 5 in one of the coloured cells. There must be one in those 2. There must be one in those 2. And similarly for the rows. And what that means is that for all of these positions, they can't have a 5 in, I think. Yeah, it's definitely right. So for column 2, the 5 must be in a coloured cell, so it can't be in the other ones. For column 8, for row 2, and for row 8. So I can take 5 as pencil marked out of all of those, like that. It can't be in this one either. That's, in fact, now that's not 5, this is not 6. And now what does that give me? That gives me a 1, 2, 3, 4 quad, which probably doesn't help. 6, 7, 8, 9 quad. It doesn't give me very much. I don't like these values, especially 45, because it's so average. 45 over 9 cells gives an average value of 5. So, and it could be a full set of the digits 1 to 9, but it doesn't have to be. It just means there's not really any maximum or minimum limitations on those. Okay, but these are either a 4-6 pair or a 5 pair. So they definitely add up to 10. Plus those is 25. So these other cells add up to 18. And these two, they must be at least 5, mustn't they? I don't know, that doesn't quite do this. Oh, we've got these cells which are lower. I had forgotten. Oh, the max-min thing, of course. Look, that's where 2 goes. Because of this relationship. Oh, stupido. 8. Oh, sorry, 8 there, not there. And that 8 sees this cell. The 2 at the middle sees the 3 here. That becomes a 1, and we've finished the central box. 5, that is 5 or 6. These include a 9. That is 4 or 5. Now, there's something going on here. These are from 3, 4, 5. One of them is a 3. Now, I've got this, look, that must be a 2, because it can't be 1 or 3 and it's lower than 4. This one is an 8, because it can't be 9 or 7. So, that's not really going to tidy up a lot of stuff, but it might be important. 1, 3, 4, 2. Where does 8 go in this row, in one of those cells? Where does 2 go in this one? Now, has this... Ah, there's 13 there, not 15. So, these add up to 30. No, 32. I still don't really know what to do with the diagonals, and yet they might be very, very important now. Oh, these can't be 7 or 8. They're a 6-9 pair, and that's a 5. Oh, it's all about triples and quintuples and things. Look, I've finished this box. I bet I can do that here. 3, 4 pair, that's a 5. Then I can go 6, 4, 3. Okay, I've done the central 3 columns. This is such a strange puzzle. Right, 3, 4 comes out of there. That's a 1, 2 pair now. Everything else in the row is 5, 7, 8, or 9. Everything else in this row that's not 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 is 6, 7, 8, or 9. Now, am I going to be able to use these somehow? I don't really... Oh, this can't be 9 now. Okay, I hadn't seen that. And this one can't be 6. They're a 7, 8 pair. I will get to that thermo in a sec, but everything else is 1, 2, 3, or 5. And in this row, we've got 7, 8, 5 and a 6, 9 pair. So everything else is 1, 2, 3, or 4. That one can't be a 2. I've also put 8s in those cells, which can't be there. Now, this can't be 8 anymore because of its stubby little thermo. And does that do anything here? I still don't think that these diagonals are very useful. I mean, prove me wrong, guys, but let's just colour them up. How are we going to limit them, even given that we know these add up to 10? That can't be a 2. Is there anything going on in these columns that I can use? I really don't think there is yet. Maybe I need to... Yeah, more pencil marking, still more. Look, that cell is 5, 6, 7 or 9 because of that group and that. Now that forms part of a 5, 6, 7, 9 quad, and everything else in the column is 1, 2, 3 or 4. So that can't be a 5. This is now 1, 3 or 4. So we'll do the same here. This is 1, 3, 4 or 5, which forms part of a quad. That can't be a 5 now. We've got a 6, 7, 8, well, we've got a 6, 7, 8, 9 quad R. Now, neither of those can be 8, and this is partly thanks to our friend the stubby thermo. That means one of these two is 8, and now these can't be 8. And 8 is in one of those two as well. Ah, so we get to place 8. Yes, 8 is in one of those two in this box, so that's not 8. And now that's a 6, 7, 9 triple, and this definitely is 8. That's going to give us 7 on the stubby thermo, which completes the thermo. Is this finally going to unlock the grey and red cells? I don't know. That's a 6. This is a 7, 9 pair. That hasn't sorted anything out there. This is now an 8. No, that hasn't resolved these. Ah, but 6 has. Look, it puts 5 there. Now these can't be 5s. They're 6 and 4. That's a 5. Those are resolved. This is not a 5. 6. The 4 looks up at this 3. These can't have a 3 on. So there must be a 3 in one of those cells in row 2, and that becomes a 4. Isn't this beautifully made, this puzzle? 6, 4, it's a bit like a discovery. This is a naked single now. It sees 6, 4, 9, 5, 7, 2, 3, 1. So that's an 8. Is this one similar? No, that's 1 or 2 for some reason, but that forms a pair. This is a 7, 9 pair, and that can't be 7 or 9. And this cell sees 1, 3, 4, 2, 8 and a 7, 9 pair. So that's also 5 or 6, and in the row we've now got a 5, 6 pair, and that's 7 or 9. These are from 1, 2, 3, and that one, oh, neither of them can be a 2 because we've got a 2 in the box. That's a 1, 3 pair. That's a 2. This isn't a 2. That becomes a 1. Now we've got a 2, 4 pair in box 1. They can't have a 4 on. We could have seen that earlier. These can't have a 5 in. Now, is there a triple going on here? Or, no, there's a triple going on here. That's a 6, 7, 9 triple. So this becomes a 5. That's a 6. This isn't. The only place for 6 in box 1 is on the diagonal. Let's add up the diagonal now. 11, 12, 17, 24, 29. These other cells add up to 16. They have to be max, don't they? Is this right? Have I got the maths right? Let's do it again. 10, 16, 17, 24, 29. Subtract from 45 is 16. I think we can only do that by making these 9, 4 and 3. Wow, this is beautiful. 9 there, 4 there, 3 there. Now that's going to sort out, oh, we got a party in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. Losing its mind, frankly, about this puzzle. And I get to finish off quite a bit of it, actually. Now, 7 and 9 down here are done. There would have been an X-wing, but for the diagonals. Oh, this diagonal, let's add this one up in case that helps as well. 4, 5, 6 twice repeated is 30. These have to add up to 13. That's not so easy. 9, 3, 1 is possible, but 7, 5, 1 is possible. I mean, I don't know which it is, but I do know that there's no 2 down here, and there definitely is a 1. And therefore these don't have a 1, therefore they're a 2, 3 pair, and this must be 1 and 5. And then I do the maths again, and this has... Oh, hang on. Was I adding up to the wrong total? I was. Was I? I don't know. I got to this point, and the given digits in this column add up to 30. So I need 13 from the others. Now, I was doing it right. 9, 3, 1 or 7, 5, 1. Okay, that's fine. So sorry. I was just worried I'd done it wrong. So it's 7, 5, 1. So that's a 7. There we go. 9, 7. This looks like it's a 1. That's a 2. 3 there. 2 there. This is a brilliant puzzle. Really clever, Brian. 1, 4 there. That's a 2. That's a 3. That's 7 and 9. 1 and 3. 1 and 4. 6 and 9. This is a 5, and that's a 4, and that does it. What an excellent bit of work. And that's not that crazy hard. It's just really, really good. Excellent. Thank you very much for sending that, Brian. Well done on getting last month's patron reward correct. I'm glad it made your day. And I am very glad you sent us that puzzle, and congratulations to your friend Maxwell on being the recipient of it. I hope it was for a special occasion. It's been a special occasion on the channel, and we hope to see you again for more tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.